Welcome to another training session. In today's session, we are going to see how we can read the data from the load cell amplifier over Modbus RTU. First of all, let's see the wiring for this setup. First of all, we have to connect the load cell with this load cell amplifier. So the 4 wires from the load cell will be connected directly to the E plus, S negative and E negative terminals. On the other side, in this load cell amplifier, we have B, A and ground terminals for the Modbus communication. Wire from the terminal B will be connected to the terminal number 3, A will be connected to the terminal number 8 and ground will be connected at the terminal number 5 of the CM141 RS485 module. So that's the datasheet for our load cell amplifier module, and as you can see that we can read this module through Modbus RTU using RS485. And here we can see is baud rate is 9600, 8 bits, no polarity and one stop bit. And here we have the registers for this load cell amplifier module, and as you can see that the registers 0 and 1 shows the live weight, 2, 3 is float value of the weight. We have different set of registers for different functions. Like 17 and 18 shows the calibration code, 19 and 20 full scale calibration. These are the raw values coming from the load cell. Register number 26 is the tear function. 27 is the slave address. By default, the address is 1. Register number 28 is the baud rate. Here we have two important registers which are 24 and 25. 24 is the reference weight and 25 is the calibration trigger. Now let's go to the TIA portal and see how does we can read all these values from the load cell amplifier module using Modbus RTU. So first of all, we will create the new project. Then add new device, S7-1200. And today we are using 1AG31 CPU. Click OK. Go to the hardware catalog and here we have to select the communication modules, point to point and CM1241. We'll select and drag and drop here. We'll go to the CPU properties, check the Ethernet IP, and here we have to set the IP address. Next we will go to its system and clock memory, enable the system memory byte and the clock memory bits. Next we will go to security and protection, and here we have to select no protection, or in the later versions of the TIA portal we have to enable the get put. Next we will select our communication processor and port configuration 9600 kps, no polarity, 8 bits and one stop bit. Hardware identifier is 270. Next we will go to the programming blocks, and here we have to add a new block. We can name this block as Modbus DB or Modbus data. Click OK, and here we can enter a variable data, and it is the array of 0 to 29 of integers. So whatever data we will be reading from the Modbus will be transferred here or saved here. Next we will go to the main, and here we will add a communication processor, Modbus ambicom load. Click OK and it will create a DB. Make a branch here, add a NO contact and request. As this block need only one trigger in the startup, so we can connect here this first scan bit. It will be on for the one PLC scan cycle. For the port, we will select port number 270. Baud rate is 96. Parity is 0. We have to connect some variables here so that we can see the status of this block. We can connect here M10.0 rename this tag as COM load status. To check the error status, M10.1, and we can name this as COM load error. Here we can connect memory word 11, and we can name this as COM load status code. In the network number 2, we will drag and drop this MB master. Click OK. We will add a branch, add a NO contact, and connect it to request input. And we can connect here M0.5, which is 1 Hertz clock bit. And we want to read from the address 1 as we want to read. So our mode will be 0. So the data we want to read is from the Modbus registers 40,001, and the length of the data will be 30 registers we are going to read. Now here is the data pointer, and here we have to link our Modbus data DB. So before linking this data block, we will go to its properties and uncheck this optimize block access. Click OK. We can simply drag and drop it here. And one more thing, in the COM load, we have to connect this MB underscore DB. And if we expand our system blocks, we can find here this MB master DB. We can just drag and drop and connect it here. Next, we have to connect some bits here so that we can see the status of this block as well. So we can connect here M13.0. We can rename this tag as MB master done bit. Next, M13.1. MB master busy. M13.2, and it will be MB master error. Next, to see the status code, we have to enter here memory work 14. MB master status code. So our programming is completed. We'll download this code into the PLC. We'll turn on this monitoring button, and as you can see that this MBCOM load done bit is true, which means that this block is initiated without any error. And if we see here, there is no error, and our busy bit is turning on and off with this clock bit. So this means this MB master block is also executing. Next, we will go and open this Modbus data, expand the data variable, monitor, and split the screen. And as you can see that we are reading all these registers from this load cell amplifier. And if you see here, right now the load cell value is 0, means there is no weight on this load cell. If I put little load in this one, as you can see that it shows some value. Right now I am just putting some pressure on the load cell, and as you can see that the value is changing. So that's how we can read the load cell value. In the part number 2 of this video series, we will see how we can write the values into this load cell amplifier and how we can do the calibration, zero calibration and span calibration from this PLC. So that's the end of the part 1 of this series. I hope you like it. Do share, like, and subscribe. And till next time, take care. Goodbye.